Is the OP really the a-hole in her current situation? Let's find out. Today's Reddit story comes from the subreddit Best of Redditor Update, but it was originally posted on Am I the A-hole? And it's titled, Am I the a-hole for not letting my stepmother meet my daughter? Ooh. It says, myself, 33 female, and my husband, 38, have a 3-month-old daughter. My stepmother is strictly prohibited from approaching me and my baby, and consequently, my father refuses to see his granddaughter without his wife. For context, my stepmother had a clandestine abortion in her youth and had severe complications which left her infertile. When she married my father, she immediately came to see me and my sibling as her children, being very pushy and evasive and wanting to outdo our mother, who is alive and present in our lives. Even when we were kids, the situation made us uncomfortable, and her obsession with motherhood and being our only mother scared us and drove us away completely. My father, wanting her to be happy, started trying to force us to call her mommy. Eventually, our mother got custody and we moved across the country. Over the years and the physical distance, my relationship with them became more tolerable. There were occasional problems, such as the fact that she wanted to be mentioned as a mother in the wedding invitations, or when she tried to adopt my niece after my sister-in-law's death, declaring that my brother was unable to raise his daughter. Before the pandemic, she and my father moved to my state, something common for retirees. She started posting photos of my ultrasounds and baby clothes with captions like, looking forward to my baby's arrival, or at last, entering the journey of motherhood. I scolded her and demanded that she delete the post. And then the physical harassment began. As we lived in the same condo building, she started to come to my house several times a day to check on me, fight with me about what I ate, set up a complete nursery in her house, telling me that the baby would need to spend the first few days with someone more experienced to take care of him. When we found out it was a girl, she immediately started saying that finally her Christina would come and how her dream would finally come true. I immediately denied that this would be my daughter's name and made it clear that she would not be a mother figure to my baby. My stepmother then reminded me that a lot can happen during childbirth and that it was better that my SO and I understood that she and my father were prepared for any eventuality, and that I couldn't be cruel and deny her the closest thing she'll ever have to a daughter. Wow. Since I didn't accept being her daughter. Wowee. After that and other comments in action, my husband and I decided to take some action in case she tried something. And now, 3 months after my baby was born, my father refuses to visit his granddaughter even though we live close together, as I don't allow his wife to play mother and daughter with her. I understand that she has frustrated maternal instincts, but my daughter is not her replacement baby. So Reddit, am I wrong? Wow, OP, your stepmother sounds like a cuckoo-luku person. She sounds dangerous. You really need to take legal action at this point. She could possibly call CPS on you or do anything to try to take away your baby from you and try to gain custody somehow by making falsify reports on you or something. She sounds crazy. Seriously. Or maybe you can find a way to move away from a different condo building or something, because this is nuts. Anyways, let's see. OP does provide some edits here, so let's get into it. So someone in the comment section says, not the a-hole. Trust your parental instincts. You're not obligated to humor her. Your father is capable of making his own decision. OP responds by saying, thanks. Her attitude makes me very uncomfortable, and my husband is also worried. My dad says she's just very motherly, and it's only natural for her to want to become close to the children in the family since she was never able to become a mother. I adore him, but he accuses me of being insensitive and denying my daughter the love of an extra mother. Dude, your dad is nutso too. To enable this behavior of their stepmother? Come on. Can he not see what possible danger he's putting his own granddaughter? I cannot believe this. This is unbelievable. He is putting his wife's feeling over his own biological daughter. I cannot believe this is happening. This dad, Opie's dad is just unbelievable at this point. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. Best advice is to move away from her since she doesn't care about you, and it's clear that from the interaction that she has manipulative ways of trying to undermine your choice. OP responds by saying, she was always like that. I think she resents the fact that my two brothers and I never accepted her as our new and only mother, and that we prefer to live with our birth mother away from her and my father. She tried to get a surrogate through an agency, but apparently they realized she wasn't very mentally stable. Yeah, that's red flag number 1 right there. My goodness. Another commenter says, not the a-hole. Your stepmother is way over the line, and her obsession with your child and supposed motherhood over it is freaking creepy. If she cannot respect your boundaries, then she does not need to have a role in your child's life. OP responds by saying, my brother said the same thing. He refuses to have contact with her and my father since she tried to observe my niece when he became a widower. She and my father used the excuse that they wanted to help my brother, who was in mourning, and end up not wanting to return the child. There was even a need for police involvement and a court order to recover my niece, who was 4 at that time. Wow! So now the OP stepmother is trying to go after the OP's daughter? Oh, no. You really need to get away from your dad and your stepmother at this point. So, OP does provide an update. First update. My husband and I hardly slept that night. Partly because we've been reading your answers, and partly because a 3-month-old baby sleeps as little and breastfeeds as much as possible. Thanks to you, I was able to see that my father will never protect his children, especially if it means putting limits on my stepmother. But the big point, the straw that broke the camel's back, was what happened this morning. As I work from home and my husband owns his own company, we decided to streamline the moving process. What was our surprise to find my stepmother in tears at our gate, properly locked, screaming and begging for my forgiveness, claiming that all she wanted was love, happiness, and that I had no right to deny anything so small to her. For me, it was like coming out of shock. After threatening to call the police, my father finally came and took his wife home. Immediately, I called my stepfather, and he and my mother came to pick us up. I was glad he came, as he is a very intimidating man as well as being a retired police officer. We packed a few essentials, and the 3 of us will be staying at my mother's house for now. She lives in an apartment with plenty of space and 3 levels of security to allow access. We are in contact with our attorney, who will refer us to someone who specializes in family status, and we will seek to get a restraining order under our old address. P.S. To someone who asked me in private, my sister-in-law's death was caused, according to the police report, by an alleged mechanical failure in her car. At the time, with the whole situation going on with my brother and niece, I never went into the matter. And for the other person who asked, my mother is Chilean, but she has lived in the United States since she was 20 years old. She is an American citizen, legally speaking, whereas my father, and stepmother are all North American by birth. I have dual nationality. Update number 2. Well, it's been 2 weeks since my original post, and I felt compelled to let you know who supported and advised me so much. A lot has happened, but I will try to summarize. We blocked my dad and stepmother from phones and social media. Unfortunately, this only made the situation worse. My stepmother began to speak ill of me to anyone who would listen, our neighbors, friends, family members, and even our church priests. The last few days have been a campaign, but thank God people were able to see her insanity. And she ended up losing a lot of important people. We put our house up for sale, and we are currently in the process of purchasing an apartment in my mother's building. Enhanced security is an attraction in addition to the fact that items such as fingerprints are required for access. The garage also requires an access code, and this makes the building very secure. Following recommendations, we've taken our cars for a review, and we're in the process of getting a restraining order based on the evidence we already have, such as audio and video of my stepmother's behavior. I completely cut off contact with my father, and my brothers did the same. As for the possibility of my stepmother calling the CPS, when my husband went to get the rest of our belongings 5 days ago, along with my brother-in-laws and father-in-law, my stepmother said that stealing her baby would not go unpunished, and that she would show it to everyone in the world that the two of us weren't good parents, and that we were prepared because she wouldn't give up her baby. What? She sounds so unhinged. According to my father-in-law, her expression and speech caught the attention of the neighbors. Some of them assured my husband that they supported us, including noting her rapid and dangerous mental decline. The fact that my father did nothing to stop this episode ended up sealing the end of our relationship. And so this is the update so far. My mother and I only walked along the shore, accompanied by my stepfather, who is now constantly armed, and he assured me that he would end my stepmother's existence before she steals his granddaughter. I still can't sleep properly, and I'm paranoid about the baby monitor, doors, and windows, even though my mother lives on the 15th floor. Because of this, I am actively seeking a therapist, and my husband and I are closer than ever. We review all the legal issues regarding our wills and the custody, not only our little girl, but also any baby we have in the future. For now, that's it. Wow, OP, your stepmother is completely unhinged and needs to be sent in for a psych eval. Claiming that OP's daughter is her daughter? Wow. She is just crazy. I'm glad that you got away from that situation and you're in the safety of your mother and stepfather's apartment. And hopefully everything will go smoothly from this point on and you can get that restraining order against your stepmother. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you think the OP was really truly the a-hole in this situation? Or do you think she did the right thing by protecting her own family? Let me know in the comment section. And remember, if you like these types of stories, to continue to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.